everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup should be interesting. The Panthers are top 10 in converting on third down, and they'll be up against a Saints defense that wants to get off the field.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. This up only to about the 22. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a third down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, the risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. A shotgun snap for Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. It's still fighting. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Now the first carry for Wendell Smallwood. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. First down, a run with Smallwood. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he gets it down to the 32. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's 3rd down for this offense. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a first down.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And some room to work. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, Smallwood. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll run with Smallwood. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so, and one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
A long drive here, play 12 coming up for the offense. They give it off here to the tight end. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Gano out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Let's go!
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And nice yardage right off the bat here as he's up to about the 24-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Carolina getting set to take the field. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
Here's Newton. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And look out. I think he's going to go. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Panthers strike quickly here for 6 points. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain it.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
Gano out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. Now this time he'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And it's 3rd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And it's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Very tough spot here for the offense to start. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that they have to punt the ball. They've done so with that first run.
Draw play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 2nd down, here's Newton. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And they're going to get this one up to the 35-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. On 1st down, it's Newton. Completes it to Benjamin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. On 1st down, Newton. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. Takes this to the 45, not much space after that broken tackle. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and they're going to have a third down. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Panthers on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a first down if he holds on, but you saw the contact, able to jar it free from him and force a 4th down.
Great play defensively there, as you said, just to knock it free, because if he had caught that, past the sticks, first down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off, and he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Luke Kuechly able to run him down for a loss of a yard. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
On second down, it's Bell. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
The Saints on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Throwing on third down, Newton. Hard throw, incomplete.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Saints, they'll have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Maybe a little sign of life here offensively, Charles. They get their first down. They didn't have any in quarter number 1.
And I think what we're seeing is great evidence of good scouting by both teams, right? Understanding what they like to do, their best plays, try and take those away early. So now we're seeing some adjustments, and they end up getting their first down.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So now the offense is facing a 1st down and 20 after that last mistake.
Let's go!
After the penalty, it's Bell. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down. The Saints in the hurry up here. Clock continuing to roll. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Complete left side, the tight end Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They're going to look to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Let's go!
They'll look to throw. And he's got Snead. 18 yards on each of the last 2 plays, and they're picking up big chunks now. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now the offense operates in the red zone.
Let's go!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Shaquille Barrett. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Let's go. Let's go.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now Newton on first down. And this one's incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there. And that'll bring up second down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Back to throw, Newton. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's the Panthers punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And not great starting field position here for the offense.
Let's go. Move, 58.
The motion man here, Flainer. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. As we send you down to Orlando where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Larry. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. And, oh, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now a first down throw for Newton. And the throw right sideline is complete. A good pickup there, a 22. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. And off comes to Smallwood. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Another run, this time McCaffrey. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Kobe Flainer. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Let's go. Move, 58.
Oh, design run for their wideout. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here we go with 2nd and 7. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Bell. Oh, and now he bowls him over. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They'll set up a throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. No gain at all on the play there. That brings up 4th. And the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. It's a gain of 21 that time. And that leads to a New Orleans first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Let's go. 3-2. 3-2. Let's go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. A screen to Bell. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on.
Let's go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Panthers. He's at the 50. The 30. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And, you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
Here's Bell. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. On play action, they'll throw. Left side and caught by Flainer. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Back to throw here. This is Bell on the dump off. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They go play action here on 1st down. Flush to his right. Looking sideline, incomplete. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
A give to Bell. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop it behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. To throw. Goes underneath for Bell. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Caught by Snead over the middle. Give him 27 yards that time. And that leads to a New Orleans 1st down.
Let's go! Let's go!
Now back to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Bell. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate.
Let's go!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Let's go!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 2 yards on that play. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
Let's go. 3-2.
He'll look to throw. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And Daniels has it left side. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Panthers on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. On 3rd and short, Smallwood. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11. A shotgun snap for Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Sheldon Rankins in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They snap it to Newton. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Haoli Kikaha. in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once it...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Le'Veon Bell, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now this time he'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On first down, Newton. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Delvin Breaux with a pick. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this.
Let's go!
And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Kendricks in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. They're going to look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Deshaun Hall in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
And twice in a row, the quarterback goes down. This offense needs 2 scores, not giving up 2 sacks.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Panthers are going to win the football game. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Newton's going to throw it. It's caught right side by Daniels. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. And the Saints signal for another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. On 1st and 10, Newton. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Haoli Kikaha in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. On 2nd down, here's Newton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. And we're hitting the end of this one, and it looks to probably be the final play. Again, it's Bell, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Off the corner, where'd he come?
You're getting way too big for your boots. You're never too big for the boot. I got the big size 12.